New tonight from the I-Team, another Maine contractor accused by multiple homeowners of taking their money and leaving them with unfinished or poorly done work.
This one has been ordered to pay back more than $1 million in civil judgments, but the victims don't believe they'll ever see that money. Tonight, the I-Team has their push for accountability and the renewed calls to regulate Maine contractors.
It's devastating. You don't sleep. You're thinking that you really screwed up.
Don Nason says he's spent years trying to recover the savings he set aside for a new home.
My wife and I are still working because of this. You know, I should be retired right now. But how do you earn back $200,000 at my age? How do you put away that much?
In late 2023, Nason set out to build an in-law apartment and garage in the lot next to his son's home.
So we sold our house to fund that project and to retire. And that's when we met Joshua.
That's Joshua Patuan, a Biddeford-based builder who at the time owned JP Construction. Nason signed a contract and gave Patuan a $20,000 deposit to start the project, which was scheduled to be complete in early 2024.
He said that he was going to be able to start within 2-3 weeks, 3-month project, done.
But that timeline began to unravel after Nason says Patuan requested an additional $80,000 for what he claimed were higher material costs.
Once he got that $80,000, things really tapered off. No one was showing up.
Nason says while some tree clearing did take place, no building materials were ever delivered, and he later found Patuan failed to pull a permit for the project.
And all this time, he kept telling me that it's the city. They're backed up, whatever. Every excuse that you could possibly think of. Well, I had several conversations with the city, and it's like, yeah, none of it was true. That's when I got a lawyer.
Months later, a judge in civil court found Patuan had violated multiple state consumer protection laws and granted Nason a judgment of nearly $169,000 in damages and fees. And the I-Team found Nason's case isn't unique. Court documents from York and Cumberland County show Patuan owes a combined $1.2 million to multiple other homeowners who've also been awarded similar civil and small claims judgments.
Josh, can you talk to me quick?
The I-Team recently caught up with Patuan outside court after a hearing for one of those cases where he was found in contempt for not providing certain financial documents.
When in the process of dealing with it, I had an ex-girlfriend that kind of ruined my life. I'm in the process of fixing it. I can only take it one day at a time. What do you say to the homeowners? I'm sorry. I genuinely feel bad. I do. That's why I'm not coming to these things. That's why I'm sitting in there. If the judgment's against me, the people will get their money back. That's the best I can do.
But Patuan told a judge he hasn't worked since last October, and the mother of his child is paying the bills.
She paying the rent?
Yep.
She's paying the rent, she's paying your truck payment. What else she pay?
Everything, because I'm not working.
And you're not seeking employment either.
I've tried, but I'm not getting work. Like I said, I build houses.
They say a lot of things in life are not rocket science. Well, building a home is rocket science. It's not an easy thing to do.
Jeff Bennett with Legalese represents another homeowner who's been awarded a judgment against Patuan and believes a lack of regulations for the contracting industry has left consumers vulnerable to cases like this.
From our firm's perspective, it's at epidemic levels here in the state of Maine.
As the I-Team has been reporting for years, Maine remains one of just 6 states with no regulations for general home contractors, despite hundreds of complaints about contractor fraud each year to the Attorney General.
It's a small percentage of the overall industry, but it's a large enough percentage that people need to be aware that it's buyer beware when you're, engaging a contractor.
Should the state be doing more education to consumers amid the lack of licensing?
Absolutely. It is a failure. It's a failure at every level of government. It's a failure on the part of the legislature to pass legislation to insist on regulating this industry.
The Maine legislature did pass a bill last session to license the industry, but it died after not being funded. Similar bills have been submitted nearly a dozen times over the past 40 years, but none have become law.
What would you say to lawmakers who are going to end up debating this again in January?
Everybody thinks it's not going to happen to them. And it almost needs to happen to one of them to get that point across.
While Don Nason knows he may never be made whole, he hopes his story will serve as a warning that the state needs better protections for homeowners.
At some point, somebody has to step up and do something.
Now, you may be wondering why the cases against Joshua Patuan ended up in civil court. Two of the homeowners tell us they did contact police, but investigators later told them that the local district attorney would not be moving forward with the cases. Now, the I-Team has sent a list of questions to the DA to find out why and learn more about why they choose to do civil rather than criminal, but we have yet to hear back. In the meantime, you can scan the QR code there on your screen on what to know when hiring a contractor in Maine. It includes your rights as a consumer and what every homeowner should know before paying a deposit or signing a contract. Now, this was a story we first heard about through our I-Team tip line. So if you have a consumer issue that you need help with, give us a call at 228-7713 or send us an email at tips@wgme.com. We read every single tip that comes in and we'll work to get you results.